Hembrow has come out and said she's thinking about starting a podcast. This is exactly how I'd planned Tammy Hembrow's podcast, so it's just not another influencer with clickbait titles, and it actually holds cultural weight. For someone like Tammy, she's already built a business, a body, and a brand. Her next move is to build a legacy, not just add to the noise. Strategy shift number 1 is positioning this as a reinvention library, not a talk show. Tammy's edge isn't in what she does, it's how she evolves. From body to brand to motherhood to money, she's constantly becoming. So for the podcast, the brand asset would be reinvention. Each episode becomes a timestamp in the arc of becoming her. It's not positioned as a typical podcast, it's actually positioned as a public archive of her personal power. This makes the show bingeable, evergreen, and unforgettable. Shift the podcast model from what's trending this week to what part of womanhood am I exploring today? This is how you create content from a podcast that ages like a memoir, not a meme. Shift number 2 is definitely focus on solo format first. Most podcasts actually collapse because they rely on guests to be interesting. But Tammy's audience doesn't want guests. They want her voice, her mind, her heart. The move here is to create solo podcast episodes that actually feel like a voice note that she is intimately sharing with you as a note to your future self. Stories, beliefs, breakdowns. This becomes raw, real, and repeatable. The reason is because solo content actually builds parasocial intimacy. This is what drives long-term engaged influence. Your voice becomes someone's internal dialogue. You don't just grow a show. You build emotional real estate within their identity. And that's brand power that most creators actually never touch. Shift number 3 would be focusing on the emotional side versus entertainment. Most podcasts today are built to entertain. This podcast would be built to recalibrate identity. Tammy's true gift isn't in beauty or business, it's actually her duality. Soft and strong, wild and wise, sexy and spiritual. That's the mirror that so many women crave but rarely hear spoken out loud. The episode structure would be like emotional interventions. The exact thing someone needs to hear when they're up at 2 a.m. questioning everything, or they're on a walk trying to think about what is my next pivot in life. I'm ready to outgrow who I currently am. You create content that shifts the way that someone sees themselves. They don't just listen, they keep returning. They start to attach your brand to their evolution. If Tammy does this podcast right, it's not just going to top the charts, it's actually going to be one of the most powerful brand assets she's ever created. Not because it gets the most listens, but because it rewires how people see her. More importantly, how they see themselves. Let me know your thoughts in the comments.